Since the inception of the EB-5 program in 1990, tens of thousands of investors and family members' lives have been changed forever, while also creating hundreds of thousands of American jobs and financing some of the top real estate projects in the United States. Over nearly a decade, the U.S. Immigration Fund has proved itself to be the premier EB-5 regional center. To date, USIF is assisting nearly 6,000 families to apply through the program, bringing approximately $3 billion of investment to the United States.
Since the formation of the U.S. Immigration Fund, we have grown to be known as a leader in our industry, and we've been touted with successfully raising funds and being involved with some of the most recognizable EB-5 projects in the history of the program, from New York and New York City to Florida and across the country to California. USIF has experienced an unparalleled track record of success for nearly 6,000 investors and their families.
The company's success is based on its strong partnerships with international immigration agents, attorneys, third-party advisors, and the development sponsors that they invest with.
Over the years, U.S. Immigration Fund has built long-lasting relationships with world-renowned development companies, ranging from multi-billion-dollar publicly traded groups to multi-generational, 100-plus-year-old family-run development companies. These companies have been responsible for masterminding some of the country's most revered districts, some of the most recognizable buildings in the entire world.
We sought out the biggest and best developers in the city with the longest track record. Began that with the Durst organization in 2011 and did the first major project in Manhattan that was ever done by an EB-5 regional center, which was the first $180 million loan on a rental project on West 57th Street. And that really was the pioneer project to get EB-5 into capital stacks.
This is a city that's created by immigrants. We're very proud of our heritage, starting with my grandfather immigrating to this country.
My father and uncles were second generation. Douglas and I are third generation, and we recently celebrated our 100-year anniversary.
Each project is approached from the point of view that it's different than the last project. We study it very carefully. Each new project is our best project.
EOS and VIA, both those projects, we employed thousands and thousands of construction workers in that process. Now that we're opening, it's perfect timing.
Both projects will be financially very successful, and we very much appreciate the EB-5 financing that enabled us to complete them.
"701 7th Avenue is one of the most exciting projects that I personally have been involved with in the last 30 years. Where we are is really very much considered to be the epicenter of Times Square. 701 7th Avenue is the first new build retail and hotel project with sign in Times Square in the last 25 years. I can't imagine working with another regional center but USIF. They just have produced. I feel like I collaborate with Nick as I'm looking at projects. I found that he is such a credible source of institutional-like capital that we'll call him invariably as we're looking at projects and get his thoughts as to whether he thinks it's viable. We're excited about the future, and we hope to do a lot of other business with USIF.
Mayfield was started 25 years ago. The primary purpose of the company was to deploy capital. We have a proud history of never having had a project that hasn't been successful. We think that New York is probably the most important market. I worked for close to 5 years to put together the 701 project, and at the same time I was working in a parallel track on the acquiring of the 1568 project.
We look at properties that need to be reimagined, need to go from sort of antiquated properties to 21st century properties. That's really what L&L is known for. In this situation, we're taking an existing landmark theater and raising it up 29 feet to create a retail experience below it. I don't think there is an organization better suited than ours to accomplish the task at hand of 1568.
Now, the Palace Theater is a historic landmark. It's one of the most important theaters in Times Square, and it's also one of the largest with almost 1,700 seats, so it makes it really an incredible opportunity. This will be the most advanced, I believe the largest 17,000 square foot signage with a very unique characteristic. It's a stage. No one has a stage overlooking Times Square on a permanent basis.
We've won numerous awards for our design, for our technology, for our working with landmarks in the community. Being recognized by your peers as the Developer of the Year means a lot to us.
By remaining true to its principles and its core values on how it builds its success and how it chooses its projects and really how it manages its growth. And that's allowed us to really flourish in New York City. As we look ahead to the future of our business, we're poised through partnerships in several countries throughout the world to grow the platform and to grow the organization to help people from all cultures and all countries.
We are pleased to say that U.S. Immigration Fund is stronger than ever, and we are poised for continued growth, strength, and success for the many years to come. We look forward to continuing to be able to offer the most extraordinary and exclusive investment opportunities for our investors around the world.
With an unmatched track record of success, the U.S. Immigration Fund has become a proven leader in the EB-5 industry. Thanks to USIF's commitment to providing its investors with only the most secure projects on the market, the future of the EB-5 Immigrant Investor Program is very bright, and USIF continues to set the industry standard.